Imagine arriving in a foreign land as a teenager, alone, unwelcome, and barely speaking the language. You're a pawn in a royal marriage, surrounded by strangers, whispers, and danger. Most would simply try to survive. But one girl had bigger plans. She would become Catherine the Great, the Empress of Russia, not by birth, not by luck, but by sheer will, sharp intellect, and ruthless ambition. This is her story. Catherine was born Sophie of Anhalt-Zerbst in 1729, a minor German princess with noble blood but little power. Her family had more dreams than influence, but fate had other plans. At just 14, Sophie was summoned to the Russian court to marry the heir to the throne, Grand Duke Peter, the nephew of Empress Elizabeth. Peter was immature, erratic, and obsessed with toy soldiers. Not exactly Prince Charming. Sophie, however, wasn't interested in fairy tales. She saw the opportunity. She studied Russian, converted to Orthodoxy, and changed her name to Catherine. But more than that, she began studying Russia, its politics, its people, and its power structure. She was playing the long game. Her marriage to Peter was, in short, a disaster. He neglected her, mocked her, and surrounded himself with allies who despised her. But Catherine kept smiling and learning. She read Enlightenment thinkers like Voltaire and Montesquieu by candlelight while everyone else schemed. She built a network of supporters in court, including powerful nobles, military leaders, and key advisors. Quietly, she positioned herself as a true Russian patriot, even more than Peter himself, who idolized Prussia and its king. By the time Empress Elizabeth died in 1762 and Peter ascended the throne, Catherine already had people asking, would Russia be safer in her hands? The answer came just 6 months later. Peter's reign was short and disastrous. He alienated the army, insulted the church, and made enemies faster than he made allies. Catherine saw her moment. With support from the military and key nobles, many of whom admired her calm leadership, she led a bloodless coup. Peter was arrested. Days later, he was dead under mysterious circumstances. Catherine claimed no involvement. History remains skeptical, but Russia had a new ruler, not by inheritance, not by marriage, but by force, intelligence, and daring. Catherine was now empress. Now came the real test, ruling one of the largest empires on earth. Catherine styled herself as an enlightened monarch. She corresponded with Voltaire, championed education, modernized the government, and even tried to draft a new legal code based on reason and equality. But ideals had to battle reality. Russia was vast, diverse, and often resistant to change. Peasant revolts, like Pugachev's rebellion, challenged her authority. Catherine crushed them decisively. Though she spoke of freedom, she expanded serfdom to keep the nobility loyal. Her rule was a paradox, progressive in theory, autocratic in practice. Still, she expanded Russia's territory through diplomacy and war, adding Crimea, parts of Poland, and more, transforming Russia into a European superpower. Catherine ruled for 34 years, the longest reign of any female leader in Russian history. She never remarried, but had a string of lovers, many of whom she promoted to positions of influence. Gossip followed her, as did admiration. She died in 1796, leaving behind a country that was stronger, more centralized, and more connected to European culture than ever before. Some call her a tyrant in silk, others a visionary empress. In truth, she was both, and more. Catherine the Great wasn't born Russian. She wasn't meant to wear the crown, but she rewrote the story of Russia and her own destiny with brilliance, grit, and ambition. So, what do you think? Was Catherine a liberator, or a clever conqueror of her own people? Drop your thoughts in the comments. We love a good historical debate. And if you're into history that challenges the textbook version, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications. We're rewiring the past, one story at a time. Thanks for watching History Rewired. See you in the next chapter.